It is the second and final day of the Southern Africa Telecommunications Network and Applications Conference. The importance of artificial intelligence being used to create a more efficient and inclusive society has been at the front and center of discussions. Undergraduate and postgraduate research papers have also been recognized at this year's conference. To tell us more about what this is all about, let's hand over to SABC News reporter Siziba.
Thanks very much, Diabo. Indeed, thank you for that introduction. So I'm joined by Marchant Fourie. He was recognized for having the best research paper at the SATNAC conference, and he's going to tell us about what this paper entails. Thank you so much, Marchant, for joining us. So tell us exactly what problem you were trying to solve for. What was your research paper about?
So essentially, I was working on using deep learning neural networks to train an image object detector that can detect crocodiles from aerial images. So this was the hope that for doing like population counts, finding crocodiles in the nature. And the problem that I was facing is that even after having a team from the university sent in to fly like kilometers down the Kruger National River, they only found like 10 crocodiles. And these models require vast quantities of high quality data to efficiently train these models. So I was looking at approaches to then use synthetic images. So those are images that are generated through like computer-based tools, like they're used usually for game development, and then use those type of tools to then generate realistic looking environments to then train these image models on without having to use a vast quantity of these high quality data that you require, and then still getting similar or slightly worse but still performable object detection models that can still perform the task.
So quite high level explanation, but ultimately what are you hoping to achieve from this type of research?
So from this type of research, the idea would then be that then instead of having researchers having to go into these rivers and having to find the crocodiles and to count them manually, like in these dangerous environments where people can probably lose a leg, so then you can send in drones and have these drones automated and flying down rivers, finding these crocodiles. And the second part of my research is then going to involve investigating how I can then extract special features like body measurements, determining the body condition score, which is like the BMI index for crocodiles, and then to then determine like is there any ecological is there any difference in like past previous flights to this flight? Are the crocodiles deteriorating health, increasing in health? Because this could like indicate like problems that could be in the water, maybe like no more sufficient like fish available because of like pollutants from nearby factories or stuff chasing the crocodiles away. So the hope is then that this can then automate that entire process, because these flights can take up to like hours to fly, and then have a zoologists then have to manually go search through all the images. It's time consuming, they miss some of the crocodiles, and this hopefully can then help them solve that type of problem.
So if this ultimately became a product, who would you be servicing? You know, who would benefit from this intelligence?
So this particular intelligence can benefit, there are two groups. Usually you can have the researchers, the people that have to go in and investigate these dangerous situations. Universities, they would like to use like this type of tool to then automate this process, which is very time consuming, and they can do more regular flights and easily get the data they need to then also then used for other students to do additional research on. But the other side, this also builds a foundation for tools that can be used to train to find this synthetic environments. You can swap out any animal, so you can find very rare animals that you have maybe a 3D model of, but you don't have any real world data, so you can optimize the process of finding these type of animals, and also for agricultural purposes, for having these drones fly into fields of where like cows are grazing, and then you can extract the features from those cows instead of having them to come manually walk through a bunch of gantries, like having to do that entire process. And this builds like a foundation for using these type of tools without having to have thousands of hours of drone flight data to efficiently train these models.
Makes sense. Ultimately, last question, how important are forums like this in recognizing your type of work and getting, you know, both the public and the private sector to support people like yourself in widening our knowledge and basically improving our environment?
So, well, this brings attention to the fact that these type of technologies, can be developed, that you can use them, for these type of tools. And also, the SATNAC, also in this particular case, they funded my project, making it like available for me to get drones to do the flights etc. So it's important, like, and also to just share the knowledge, show that other students, like, there is more research that can be done in this field. As mentioned, like, there's multiple other different applications. This synthetic data training can be used not only on aerial images, but all other types of image object detection methods that you might need to use it. I think, like, in the Howie presentation, they mentioned with the core mining, how they're using image object detection to detect abnormalities on the conveyor belts. Well, what if you don't need to also have thousands of images of core mining data that you have to manually annotate, but also have synthetic data quickly and effortlessly generate that type of data for you? So generate that benefit, like, from all, like, different departments, this type of synthetic data methodology. Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Marchant, for your time. That was Marchant Fourie. Congratulations to him for his recognition on his research paper. It's back to you in studio, Diabo.